Welcome to Gemara Academy. In this class, we will learn Taisis Dibra Maschel, Hani Mili Hecha da Achshav Alayade. Let's begin. Hani Mili Hecha da Achshav Alayade. In the Gemara, we presented two teachings of Rabbi Yechanan. The first teaching was that Yodei Shel Adam Chashuv Alei Kedalat Al Dalat. The hand of a person is significant to him as if it's an area that's 4 by 4 tefachim. And therefore, when an akira is done from the hand of a person, or when an anacha is done into the hand of a person, it's considered a proper akira and a proper anacha. The second teaching of Rabbi Yechanan that we presented is that if a person threw an item 4 amas and Rosh Hashanah and it landed in another's hand, the person who threw the item is chayiv. So the Gemara asked, why did Rabbi Yechanan need to tell us the second teaching if he already told us the first teaching? In the first teaching, we already learned that Yodei Shel Adam Chashuv Alei Kedalat Al Dalat. Person's hand is significant to him as if it's an area that's 4 by 4 tefachim. If so, we already know that if a person threw an item 4 amas and Rosh Hashanah and it landed in another's hand, the person who threw the item is chayiv, since it landed in the hand of the other person. And we already learned that the hand of a person is significant to him as if it's 4 by 4 tefachim. So the Gemara answers that Hani Mili Heichad Achshav Aliyadeh. Havamina, we would think that this is so where he was machshav, he made significant the other person's hand. If we only said the first teaching, we would think that when a person knowingly removes something from another's hand or knowingly placed it into another's hand, then the hand is considered to be 4 by 4 tefachim, since the person who did the malacha gave significance and importance to the other's hand, that he considered it a place to remove something from and a place to put something into. However, in this case where he threw an item 4 amas from Rosh Hashanah and he didn't know where it was going to land, he didn't intend for it to land in another's hand, it's just where it ended up going, maybe then we don't say that the hand of a person is significant as if it's 4 by 4 tefachim, since the person didn't give significance to the hand. And therefore, Rabbi Yechanan needed to tell us the second teaching as well, that even when the person did not willingly place it in another's hand, we still say, Yodei Shel Adam Chashuv Alei Kedalat Al Dalat. Tosfos is going to ask one question on this and answer it. And if one asks, and let him teach this one, the second teaching, and not the one that we said earlier, we explained why Rabbi Yechanan couldn't just say the first teaching and he also needed to say the second teaching. Tosfos is asking, why didn't Rabbi Yechanan just present the second teaching and he wouldn't have to say the first teaching? If Rabbi Yechanan told us that even when a person threw an item and didn't know where it's going to land, nevertheless, if it landed in another's hand, he's chayiv, since the hand of a person is considered and significant to him as if it's 4 by 4 tefachim, then we already know that Yodei Shel Adam Chashuv Alei Kedalat Al Dalat. A person's hand is significant to him as if it's 4 by 4 tefachim. So Rabbi Yechanan could have just said the second teaching, that he's chayiv, and we would know the first teaching, that Yodei Shel Adam Chashuv Alei Kedalat Al Dalat. So our Gemara explained why we couldn't just say the first teaching and we also had to say the second teaching. Tosfos is asking, why don't we just say the second teaching and we wouldn't have to say the first teaching? And Tosfos answers, Ve'yishlemer, we could answer, that I would say, Dafka le'inyan hanocha chashuv kedalat al dalat. That specifically regarding the hanocha, is it considered as if it's 4 by 4 tefachim? And Rabbi Yechanan only said the second teaching, we only know that when it landed in another's hand is the thrower chayiv. So we would know that for the hanacha, the hand of a person is considered to be 4 tefachim by 4 tefachim of a lagabe akira loy, but regarding the akira, we would say it's not considered as if it's 4 by 4 tefachim, since that case only speaks about the hanacha. And therefore Rabbi Yechanan also needs to say the first case where he says a general statement that Yodei Shel Adam Chashuv Alei Kedalat Al Dalat, the hand of a person is significant to him as if it's 4 by 4 tefachim, and it applies for everything. He didn't specify, he didn't limit it to the hanacha. He said it is a general teaching, so it applies to everything. It's 4 by 4 tefachim for the akira and the hanacha. So it comes out that the first teaching of Rabbi Yechanan is needed in order to tell us not to distinguish between the akira and the hanacha, but Yodei Shel Adam Chashuv Alei Kedalat Al Dalat, both for the akira and the hanacha. And the second teaching is needed to tell us that not only when achshav aliyadeh, when he willingly placed it in another's hand or took it from another's hand, is it considered to be 4 by 4, but even when lo achshav aliyadeh, he didn't do it knowingly, he didn't do it willingly, still the hand of a person is considered to be 4 by 4 tefachim.